Hello there, Exalt here and welcome to my 100% playthrough of Mass Effect 3. In the previous episode, we landed on Mars, and by order of the Earth Alliance, we were asked to investigate on some Prothean technology that could save the day. When we arrived into the facility, we discovered that Cerberus had killed everyone and that they were heading towards the Prothean Archives. So we dealt with Cerberus and with their terrorists, and now we are about to take the charm. We got on the cable car, and for some reason Liara says things that are out of context.
The turret can't fire on us from here.
So let's turn on the cable car.
Storm's getting bad. We better wrap this up quickly.
The archives are right on the other side. That and a squad of pissed off Cerberus troops.
And as soon as the explosion happens, I take cover and I use Singularity to drag some troopers out of the tram. This is another sequence, by the way. I played this part many times, and I took this sequence. It's not my main game. I will use footage of my main game just after this passage. Just because, well, I liked it, the way I killed the soldier with cryo freeze and using the melee.
They put up a good fight. Yes, it confirms my assertions about the value of the data stored here.
Melee can do astonishing things. So because there's some big fight coming in, I use disruptor rounds. And when you're ready, you just have to activate the core. That's part of Mass Effect, a part of Mass Effect that we tend to forget. Melee. For the fight to come, you have to deal with Centurions, Troopers, and Guardians. The first thing I do is that I order Liara and Ashley to take position.
Right away. Got it.
And I go right up the front, as you can see,
Understood.
so that the enemy does not come too close except to try and melee me. Right now, the only enemy coming at me would be Guardians, but the Guardians haven't arrived yet. So basically, I try to get rid of all the troopers as quick as possible so that I don't have to deal with too many enemies at the same time. So from afar, you can see a Centurion. Once you're ready, you just have to strip his shields by using Overload with the Engineer. Strip the shields and then Singularity can work. This is really important to focus fire on the Centurion, because of the smoke screen that they can use.
I'm on it.
And it's very easy to die there, so in fact you can try to incapacitate the Guardians and the Centurions at the same time, but this is not as obvious as it might seem, because Singularity is useful against both. But if you can focus fire, if you can use Singularity on the Guardian, it's better, because otherwise it's difficult. As far as I'm concerned right now, I like to have Liara not too far from me, otherwise when she drops, because she usually does, I can revive her very easily. You see, Singularity can just help me incapacitate the Guardian for a little while, so that I can just recover my shields and try to find a way to get me out of this situation. It's not an easy passage on insanity. You might die a lot, depending on the strategy you have. With the Vanguard, I think it's okay because you keep moving all the time as waves of enemies come unceasingly. You don't have to worry about finding a target to charge. But with the Engineer, well, he's quite flimsy and that can make your life really tough sometimes. The same strategy applies here. I try to use the combat drone to stir the enemy's attention away from me or from my squad mates. And once you're finished, you just have to head towards the bottom of the room. There's nowhere else to go. This door is locked and there's nothing around here, nothing to pick up. So you go straight to the bottom of the room, where's the medical station, granting you some 450 experience. There's the shotgun shredder mode here, some ammunition, and on the left there's the Vindicator. But I won't be using it. I prefer using SMGs right now. Plus, I don't want to lose the disruptor ammo. Well, if I lose it, I just have to start it again. But I'm losing time, so... So this dialogue with the Illusive Man is very, very significant.
Shepard.
Illusive Man.
Fascinating race, the Protheans. They left all this for us to discover, but we squandered it. The Alliance has known about the archives for more than 30 years. And what have they done
It's
with
the
it?
first time that you meet him in this game, so you want to choose the left option
What I've always wanted.
whenever you can.
The data in these artifacts holds the key to solving the Reaper threat.
I've seen your solution. Your people are turned into monsters.
Hardly. They're being improved.
Improved?
That's what separates us, Shepard. Where you see a means to destroy, I see a way to control, to dominate and harness the Reaper's power. Imagine how strong humanity would be if we controlled them.
Earth is under siege, and you're hatching a scheme to control the Reapers?
You've always been short-sighted, hasty. Your destruction of the Collector base proved that.
Try to use either the Paragon or the Renegade dialogue option. If you imported your game from Mass Effect 2, then it's okay.
This isn't your fight any longer, Shepard. You can't defeat the Reapers, even with the Prothean data.
Help me then.
Work with me. Give me control of your resources, and I'll stop them.
You'd do better than most, but the odds aren't in your favor. More importantly, I don't want the Reapers destroyed. We can dominate them, use their power, harness their very essence to bring humanity to the apex of evolution.
And then the last dialogue option, you're deluded.
You've gone too far. The Reapers will kill us all if we don't stop fighting each other.
I don't expect you to understand, Shepard, and I'm certainly not looking for your approval. You were a tool, an agent with a singular purpose, and despite our differences, you were relatively successful. But like the rest of the relics in this place, your time is over.
Enough talk. Liara.
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Duly noted.
Shepard,
What?
the data, it's not here. It's being erased.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Damn it. How's he doing it?
It's local. Someone's uploading the information.
And there's a number of dialogues that you have to complete if you want the ending to be different.
Hey, step away from the console. Now!
The next section can be tough depending on how much of your health you've got.
She's got the data!
But in case you want to use a medipack, you can, because there's no other medipack to pick up here. It's impossible to kill Dr. Eva, but it's possible to lose if the distance to the target exceeds 40 meters.
Stay on her!
She's getting away.
So, right on the left, this is the door that was closed earlier.
Watch out!
In this passage, she breaks your shields. That's perfectly normal. You're still very weak. Wait a little for your shields to begin regenerate, and she'll keep shooting until a little tiny whiny amount of damage has been dealt to her. And once this is done, once you dealt some damage to her, she'll start running away again. Mind the troopers on your right. Use Singularity to incapacitate them, and then continue forward. So this is another footage because I wanted to make sure that if I used a Medigel, my Medigel quantity would be replenished after this game. And it was the case, so good news.
Radio the Normandy. Get them down here now.
If you're too weak, don't try it. Especially if you are trying to speedrun the game. Don't risk dying just on this sequence, because this is sort of difficult to anticipate on what may happen. Though it's very scripted, you know, Dr. Eva sometimes can just kill you very simply.
I got this one! Normandy's en route. They'll be here soon.
The best example to illustrate how unforeseeable Dr. Eva can be is this following sequence when she gets out of the fire and starts running at you in slow motion. Sometimes you may happen to miss, or I don't know, depending on the weapon you have. It might not be as effective as it should be. It's just try to aim the head and pray. Sometimes I lost, you know, without really understanding how this was possible, but, well, it's part of the game, isn't it?
Grab that thing. Bring it with us.
Shepard, we got Reaper signatures in orbit.
There isn't much to do. This is the end of the mission.
Ashley.
There are some cinematics coming in, many. But Mars is an interesting level because there have been so few levels in the Milky Way, actually, and the Solar System, as they call it. There was a mission on the moon in Mass Effect. There was a fun dialogue line concerning Uranus in Mass Effect 2, and nothing else, really. So this mission on Mars and the fact that you begin on Earth, it was really new. It was groundbreaking, although it might sound obvious that the action, you know, could take place on Earth.
Ashley needs medical attention. We have to leave the Sol System.
I know.
The Citadel is our best chance. We can find help there.
Get us to the Citadel, Joker.
Roger that.
Hold on, Ash. See what you and Edie can learn from that thing.
Commander, I'm receiving a signal over the secondary QEC. I believe it's Admiral Hackett.
Patch me through.
But there are a few noticeable points in this level as well. There's a reference to Exogeni Corporation in the message from Cameron Harrison.
Edie, can you clear this up?
I'll do my best.
Did you get to the archives?
I was there. So was the Illusive Man.
I was worried Cerberus might try something. Did you get the data?
Most of it. He downloaded some before I could stop him. Edie and Liara are analyzing what we recovered.
What have you learned? Was it worth the effort?
Preliminary evidence suggests the data is a blueprint for a Prothean device.
Device?
An email in which Cameron addresses the corporation and says, "We're not interested in your technology, in your cutting-edge technology."
Destruction.
Send me the data. We'll do our own analysis. If Liara's instincts are right, this might be the key to stopping the Reapers.
I hope so. Lieutenant Commander Williams was critically wounded. We're taking her to the Citadel.
Sorry to hear that, Shepard. But we both know this is just the beginning. Talk to the Council, show them what you found. With luck, they'll give you all the support we need.
And if they don't?
Do whatever it takes to get them on board.
That's a nice reference, throwback to Mass Effect 1, isn't it?
I'll be in touch soon. Hack it out.
And also the name of Dr. Eva appears in 2 of these datapads. We are heading towards the Citadel now.
Edie is extracting data from the Cerberus machine. We'll have details to present to the Council by the time we reach the Citadel.
And Lieutenant Commander Williams?
I've done what I can for her. She needs proper medical attention soon. The Admiral's right. It's going to get worse, isn't it?
Unless we stop the Reapers. Yeah.
And we will try to convince the Council to help us.
I've looked at the data. This weapon could be the answer if we can build it. I get the sense you don't quite believe it, though.
So yeah, it's hard to believe.
You didn't see what they did to Earth. How is one weapon supposed to stop them?
What are our options? You know we can't win this conventionally. Commander? Isn't it worth trying at least?
I'm going to check on Ashley and James. Make sure we're ready to present our findings to the Council.
I'm sure the Council will see the need to help.
It'll be a hell of a short war if they don't.
And that's the punchline everybody knows. It will be the hell of a short war if they don't. Even the prospect of having an artifact that could destroy everything and just save the day does not help convince the Council that they should help us in the war against the Reapers. And that's the nice aspect of Mass Effect 3. You actually go to the homeworlds or ish of most of the races you've encountered, like the Turians, you go on the moon of Palaven, or the Osari, you go to their main homeworld. It's a shame though that we don't get to visit the Volus's homeworld or the homeworld of the Elcor. But there's some hints at some point in the story.
Move him out.
Where are you taking her?
Huerta Memorial. Best care in the Citadel.
We're not going with?
We need to see the Council.
Right.
So I'm about to leave you here now. There's a final conversation with Belly.
Looks like they might be coming to see you.
Commander Shepard, got word you were arriving.
Captain Bailey, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Though it's Commander now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Now half my job is dealing with political bullshit and escorting dignitaries around. No offense.
None taken. So, you're here to bring us to the Council?
I'm here to tell you the Council is expecting you, but they are dealing with their own problems with the war and everything. They apologize for the inconvenience and blah, 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 blah. Meet them here at Adina's office. They'll be ready soon enough.
All right.
You might have time to go by the medical center if you want to check on progress over there.
So that's a good idea, because you want to have some reputation points.
I might do that.
You go on ahead. I'll head up to Adina's office.
One of my men can show you the way.
You? I'm just a tourist today. I'll try not to get in any trouble.
Commander, we've got a situation in the embassy quarters. We could use your help.
I'll be right there. The other half of my job. I'll see you around, Shepard.
No doubt.
Ellie will be a recurring character in the Mass Effect 3 story, but he already had some role in Mass Effect 2, in fact. The player had to go through some dialogues with him for different reasons, for missions, or just, to settle the problem of Shepard's identity. So in the codex you have some new entries. You now have the rise of the Alliance, and you also have an entry about the Illusive Man. Not much really, but still. We now have an overview of what the dynamics of Mass Effect 3 will be, really confronting both the Reapers and Cerberus at the same time. There's also an entry about the Guardian, and most of these entries were imported from my previous Mass Effect playthroughs on Mass Effect 1 and 2. They do not necessarily appear as new, or they do not necessarily pop up on your screen whenever something is mentioned, but they are part of it, they're part of the lore that made Mass Effect so famous. So thank you for watching this episode, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and you may also want to subscribe to my channels. Just read the description if you want to learn more.